Hi guys, it's Michelle here from Aqua Sky. I'm so excited to be in Paarl today at the Aqua Sky headquarters. I'm going to be speaking to Brendan Williamson, the director, about where the company has gone and where it's going. Let's go! Hi Brendan, can you tell me how did you come up with the idea for Aqua Sky? How's it progressed so far and where do you see the company going in the future?
How's it, Michelle? Great to have you guys here today. Basically, Cape Air Water is our first brand of water that we brought out. It was a vision that I had in July around about 2017 when we were on leave in Knysna. We had already just left Cape Town, which was, as you know, in a heavy drought situation. Went to Knysna and they were 10 times worse. So got out the computer, Googled a bit, and I thought there must be a way to make water or to get another source of water. And luckily for me, I came across a company, gave them a call, sent them a mail, and they came back to me. And that's where I bought my first unit that makes the water out of air. And yeah, and we've progressed from there. All right, so obviously from Knysna we came back to town and I got my first machine in November 2017. We put up a bottling plant, a small little bottling plant where everything was done by manual. So we filled by hand, we capped by hand. So it was more like a craft brewery setup, and that's where we focused on our bottling. We filled our first bottle on the 1st of December and only in a 500ml variant. And we went to market with it, and obviously going to market in December it has its ups and downs. The guys looked at the water and were very, very interested in the concept, but they wanted more variety. We had to add carbonation to our water. We had to add various other sizes, being a 750ml, 1.5, and then we went on to a 5 litre. And that's when the business grew legs and it went off the charts, and we grew month by month. We grew with an extra client or two, and it just grew. And the more interest that we had, the more product we could send out. And the clients also came back to us and said to us, guys, you're sending out in plastic, how about sending out in glass? So we went around and we investigated, and then we started the glass variants, going from a 330 to a 500 to a 750. We did our own branding on it, and then we also brought in clients' branding as well, where we could co-brand on a bottle with their branding, their brand names and all that. So it happened very, very quickly. I mean, within 6 months from starting, we had a fully fledged business where I started with 2 staff, now I'm sitting with 11 staff. And yeah, I think we just grew day by day. And then coming into July, August, as any company that's just started and grown so quickly, we came into a bit of a cash crunch. And I put a business plan together with one of my friends from Petersburg, and I went out and looked for investment. Luckily for me, I came across a company over in Switzerland. They came to South Africa, had a look at my business, and they loved it from day one. A couple of months down the line, we've now amalgamated and they've invested in my business, and that's given us now the growth spurt to move to a new premises out in the Paarl area on a beautiful wine farm. It's given us the opportunity to bring yourself on board as a brand ambassador, which obviously we'll discuss in more detail shortly. And yeah, it's given us great prospects to change from a brand called Cape Air Water to move over to an exciting global brand called Aqua Sky, and to take the world by storm, not only just Cape Town.
So can you explain the process to me? How do you actually make water out of air?
Michelle, it's a very scientific machine that we're using, but once again, like Aqua Sky or Cape Air Water that we used to call ourselves, it's a proudly South African built machine from a company up in Johannesburg. We looked far and wide for this machine. We went over to Shanghai and to China and looked at machines, and we settled on the one here in South Africa because it's diverse. The build quality is fantastic, and we've really partnered up with a really great company up in Johannesburg that can do this for us. But to cut it in a nutshell, it's a machine that's put together, very, very compact machine of about 2 meters by 2 meters. It's got 2 fans on the top, sucking in the hot air from the sides through your air filters. And you've got 2 condenser coils on the inside that's refrigerated to come down to a dew point, so they're very, very cold. So as soon as that hot air hits the cold coils, it condenses and makes water. So pretty much like a cold glass on a hot day on the outside underneath the lapa or underneath the stoep, that's exactly the same principle. Once that water hits the coils, like I said, it condenses, makes water droplets, and that goes into a little measuring tank. From the measuring tank, it then passes through a 9-point filtration system, which makes it pure and clean and ready to drink. Once it's in the chamber, or in a 500-liter chamber, it then circulates once again, going through UV filtration, which makes sure that all your microorganisms are killed, and then your water is pure with a very, very high pH.
Okay. How high is the pH?
You're looking at anything ranging from 7.3 up to 8.3, depending on the area, depending on the weather. So yeah, we pride ourselves with a high pH, and yes, it's got its minerals in it. So it's a very, very soft water, it's a very pure water. And for us, it's easier to clean water coming or generated out of the air than it is to clean water coming from the ground. And that's our main focus, is we're using the natural air. We're not using the resources from the ground that, as we know in Cape Town, are very, very, very scarce at the moment.
So why should people drink AQUASKY as opposed to another water company?
Well, like I said in the beginning, it all starts with the machine. We've gone and we found a machine or a generator that generates the water. It's very, very, the carbon footprint's very low. It looks after the electricity, it looks after the environment. And from there it goes into our bottles. Yes, we started with plastic, but we're slowly moving over to the glass aspect. So we're very, very conscious of the environment. So we're moving everything over to glass, and then we're also looking at plant-based plastic bottles as well in the future. So there are customers that want plastic, there are customers that want glass, and we'll be able to offer both variants. And I mean, if we can take plastic down to fully biodegradable bottles in the next couple of months, that will be a plus for everybody. So we'd have both versions for the customer. So you've got a very, very economical way of making water. So you're not using any of the groundwaters, you're not using borehole, you're not using aquifer. So we're looking after the environment in all aspects of what we do at AQUASKY.
And it's coming straight from this area, you don't have to import it from anywhere else?
We don't have to import it. That's one of the main reasons why we've moved out of town as well, because obviously in town you do get a little bit of pollutants coming in. So we've moved around about 45 k's from the centre of Cape Town, out, like I said earlier, into the Pole area on a wine farm. So the air is a hell of a lot more crispier, your humidity is good, and it's a clean environment. And like you said, you don't have to transport it. A lot of companies are bringing water in from overseas. Just imagine the carbon footprint on that, and it adds to the cost as well. We are very, very competitive in the marketplace, and going forward, AQUASKY is also going to be doing like the old milk run in the old days, where we deliver your water, you guys drink it and enjoy it. We then pick up the empty bottles, bring it back, sanitize it, clean it, and refill it. Okay. So you're using your glass bottle maybe 10-15 times before it has to go for reprint or to go to landfill. Yes. So we're looking at all the aspects to make AQUASKY a real family business, exciting business, and something to look after Cape Town for many, many years to come.
Yes, that is exciting.
Very sure, yeah.
Brendan, thank you so much for your time today. I'm really excited to be moving forward with AQUASKY.
Thanks, Michelle. Great having you here. And yeah, we're excited to go forward with AQUASKY. It's really going to be epic.